Hi, I'm Chef Gail Sokol and welcome to my kitchen. Well, a while back I made easy strawberry buttercream that is scrumptious, and I stuffed it in chocolate cupcakes with some fudge ganache topping, and it was awesome. Well, today we are going to make beautiful light shortbread cookies, and we're going to put that easy strawberry buttercream inside. So it's a strawberry buttercream shortbread cookie, and it's going to be delicious, light, and absolutely melting in your mouth. You will love it. Before we get started, I want you to click that notification button because I want you to become a subscriber. I want you to come into my kitchen all the time and become a subscriber and not miss any of my tips or videos because they're awesome. So you are going to love this recipe. So you're going to make a batch of Chef Gail Sokol's Easy Strawberry Buttercream, and I will give you a link with this recipe, and it's also on YouTube. So you'll see it on my YouTube channel. And now we're going to make our shortbread cookies, which are super quick and easy. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4 ingredients. That's all, no lie. So first thing we are going to do is take 3 sticks, that's 3/4 of a pound of unsalted butter, and I have let it get to room temperature, so it's pretty light and fluffy at this point. And I'm going to put it on my mixer, and I'm going to add 1 cup of granulated sugar, okay? 1 cup of granulated sugar right in there, and we're going to let it blend on medium-high speed. So we're going to cream it. You want to get that sugar to sort of smash against that butter and force air into it, and that's known as creaming. And it also aerates the butter, so the butter turns from yellow to almost white, and that is going to allow the shortbread to rise just a little bit. But this is the balance. Shortbread cookies, you really don't want them to rise too much. You want them to bake as is, and what you put down on the sheet pan, these pretty little cookies that I'm going to make, you want to see what you get once you put it on the sheet pan. You don't want it to puff up and change, really change shape. You really want it to go on, and that's what it is. As delivered, as mixed, that's it. So no baking powder, no baking soda, and we're not over creaming. We're doing it more on medium-high until it gets to be sort of nice and fluffy like this, and then you stop, okay? You stop. We're just going to let it go a little bit, and now I'm going to take my dry ingredients. There's only 2, not a big deal. 3½ cups, 3 1/2 cups of all-purpose flour. I got a little tongue-tied. And 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And you're just going to whisk that up. There is no baking powder. There is no baking soda. We don't want any leavening. Shortbread cookies, true shortbread cookies. And I know there are some recipes that do have some chemical leaveners in them, like baking powder and baking soda. I don't want mine to rise. I want to make these beautiful shortbread sandwich cookies, and I want them to be just the way they are. All right, the way they go on the sheet pan is the way I want them to come out of the oven. All right, I'm ready to go. So on low speed, all right, I am going to start adding my dry ingredients, and then that's my dough. But it does have to rest for about 30 minutes. You can even freeze this for a couple of months. You could save it till Christmas when you want to make Christmas cookies. That would be awesome too. Or whenever you want shortbread cookies. I'm just going to keep on adding my flour and salt mixture. Okay, super simple, super easy. And then this is known as a rolled out cookie because we're going to chill the dough and then roll it out and make beautiful shapes. You don't have to do round shapes or fluted round shapes. You can do any shape you want. I happen to want to make a sandwich cookie. So I'm using a round fluted cookie cutter, and I have a nesting set of them, so I'm going to use a smaller one to do the middle, almost like Linzer cookies. with raspberry jam, but these are going to have strawberry buttercream. All right, now I'm going to add the rest of my flour. All right, and this dough, okay, is going to be very sort of almost like a dough that is not quite ready to be rolled out yet. So that's why we do want it. You'll see it. Okay, you see that? So what I'm going to do is with my hands take this. It feels very silky. Feels like I want to apply it to my face as a facial. It feels really good. All that butter can't be bad for your face, right? So I'm just going to bring it together. I'm going to remove that. So with my rubber spatula, you can even get a bowl scraper. Matter of fact, I'm going to get my bowl scraper. I'll be right back. All right? This is a working kitchen. So this is my bowl scraper. So goodbye, rubber spatula. I love you, but I don't need you now. Okay? Yeah, love you. See you later. All right, so I'm just going to take that because it's nice and flexible, and I'm going to sort of push the dough together. And if I see that it's not totally coming together, don't worry, because once we chill it and bring it all together, it should. So I'm going to take I have plastic wrap way in the distance, so I'm going to take 2 sheets of plastic wrap and put it on here. And I'm going to take my batter, or my dough, I should say. And yes, it's a little crumbly. I'm going to get it on here. And I'm going to push it into a disc. Okay, I'm going to push it into a disc. And if it's super, super dry, you can always add a little cream or butter, or even, I mean, not butter, milk, or even water. Not a big deal. But the less liquid you add, the more it's going to be delicate and melt in your mouth tender. That's what we want. That's what we want for these shortbread cookies. So just sort of gather it into the center. Bring it together like a mountain. I feel like I'm in Close Encounters of the Third Kind, if you're old enough to remember that movie. Okay. So, and don't have too much fun because we don't want to develop too much gluten. And now we're going to wrap the baby up. And we're going to flip the corners up so the dough cannot escape. And I'm going to flip it over. And I'm going to push it down to a disc. Disc, 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 okay? It's going to be very crumbly because shortbread is crumbly. Some shortbread is wetter than others. It's moister than others. It's almost like a batter. This is pretty crumbly, but you see this? Now it's going in the fridge to chill for about 30 minutes, and then we get to roll it out and bake it. See you back. So my shortbread cookie dough, I took out of the fridge, and it's been in there for about 30 minutes. I took about a quarter of it, maybe a third of it out, and I rewrapped it. If it gets too soft, always put it back in the fridge if you see it gets too soft. Shortbread is a delicate balance. You want it firm enough to roll out, but it's so delicate. Remember, so much butter means very tender dough. Not a lot of gluten in there, so it can fall apart very, very easily. So I've rolled it out to about a 1/4 inch thickness. I have a fluted, about 3-inch diameter round cookie cutter. You can use any shape you want. And then I have a smaller one that'll go in the middle so we can have our buttercream peek out when we're done. So I'm just going to go, I've floured this. I'm going to go as close as I can to the edges to get as many as I can out. Be careful. Just go shimmy, shimmy a little bit. Okay, get as many as you can out of here. Okay, so keep going as many as you can. And this will make quite a few, but I don't have a yield on here on the recipe because it depends on the size of your cookie cutter. I say 3 inches, but you may want to use something smaller, something bigger. Anything you want will do. And they usually bake, it can bake up to 20 minutes, but look at your oven. Ovens are very tricky. So you may need anywhere from 12 minutes to 15 minutes. Take a look at your oven, put it in maybe for 10 or 12 first, and then take a look at it after. So what I'm going to do, we'll do a little surgery in a minute. I'll show you how. And you don't even have to go to medical school. It's super easy. All right, so we got quite a few out of here. I'm going to put this on the side. Take an offset spatula, like a cookie spatula, and just put everything aside. Gently take your scrap part away and just sort of shush it under and put it on a parchment-lined sheet pan. And I put it about 1 inch away from all the cookies, space it out. Even though we do not expect them to rise, sometimes there's a little air in the dough and it will rise, all right? So we're just going to do that. And these are so delicate, we want to make half of them with like a circle, like an O, the letter O. So we're going to make some that are completely solid and some that are not. Now, once you start getting, you want to make the circle, they're very delicate, so be very, very cautious. You may even want to take another knife and gently shush it off, okay? Just gently shush it off. Be super delicate with these because they are delicate cookie. And you can re-roll your scraps. You can also bake those and eat those. Those are so good. So I love making scraps and just saving them. I put them in a big bowl in my kitchen and my family, just slowly they disappear. Or they'll have them with a bowl of ice cream without any buttercream in them or anything, just sort of as they are. So I'm just going to put these down. And now what I want to do is I'm going to show you before I fill this sheet pan. I made one with a hole in it, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this solid one, I'm going to put it on the sheet pan. This is how delicate they are. And I'm going to take my little baby one, okay, put it in some flour. I'm going to put it into the center, bring it down, excuse me, and then lift it up, and then with a little knife, just take it out, okay? Oh, and the patient lived, okay? And then you can bake these off if you want to. So I'm going to make even number of solid rounds and an even number of circles with holes in them. And then we are going to bake these off at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So I have preheated my oven for about 15-20 minutes. And you want to make sure you look at the color. They should not color too much. And if they feel soft, that's okay. They will firm up. Shortbread firms up as it cools. And then we fill them with buttercream. And they are delicate and they're tender and they're mwah, delicious. So bake these off, keep rolling, re-rolling your scraps, bake off your scraps, bake them in any shape you or size that you want. Just again, look at it anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes, 12 to 15 minutes. Start at 10 and take a look and see how they look. Barely brown, just a little slight brown, not a big suntan or anything, just barely brown. See you back. So my beautiful shortbread cookies came out of the oven. They took between 10 and 15 minutes. My oven got a little hotter as I got going. So make sure you know your oven, okay? Get one with your oven. And take a look after only 10 and then go up maybe a couple minutes at a time. Don't do any more than 12 to 15, depending. All right, so be careful. So I have my O's, my closed cookie, my open cookies, and I have my bottoms. So those are going to be the bottoms. We are going to sugar the top ones. So we do that first. So I'm going to take a little tiny sieve, or if you have a big sieve, that's fine too. And I'm going to sugar the tops. Because if you do it once the buttercream is on, it will actually get all over the buttercream and you won't be able to see the buttercream. So you don't want that. So we are going to just too much confectionery sugar. Okay, so put it in a sieve and go to town and just make it really, really pretty. These would be beautiful for a bridal shower or, you know, a kid's birthday. You can even do any other filling that you wanted, but the shortbread cookie is really a great base to all your fillings. And it just is so delicate with the strawberry buttercream. I love it. And it tastes so good. It almost is like you're eating, I don't know, like a little strawberry shortcake, but it's not in a shortcake, it's in a cookie. I like that. All right. So now we're going to switch places. We're going to take our bottoms and put our tops on the side. And I have my Chef Gail Sokol's beautiful, easy strawberry buttercream in a pastry bag with a large plain tip, because otherwise your pieces of strawberry won't go through. And I'm just going to put enough just to cover maybe the middle part, okay? The middle part, like right here, and I'm going to stop. And then I'm going to take one of my cookies from the top, and I'm going to gently push it on. And if you feel like that's not enough, see how pretty? If you feel like that's not enough, you can add a little more, but it spreads. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So I'm going to do one more for you. Let's see if we want to make it a little bit more. Cover the bottom. So start in the center and then just keep on going, keep on going, keep on going, keep on going, and stop, because you don't want it to ooze. This is cold buttercream. Once it gets to room temperature, it's going to get a little more fluid. All right. So I'm going to gently put this on top and gently press. Remember, these are very delicate, very delicate. And we're going to put them over here. And I will finish the rest, but look how beautiful. They are lovely. And you, like I said, leave them in an airtight container in the refrigerator. When you want to serve them, take them out and leave them out for about an hour. And they will get almost like a cakey, cakey shortbready flavor, that incredible flavor with the strawberry buttercream in between. And it's so pretty. It's beautiful. So I hope you make my strawberry buttercream filled shortbreads. They are amazing, and I hope you become a subscriber. Till next time.